Have you ever got scammed? What happened? Yeah, I was on vacation and didn't have my phone on. The scammers called my house and my sister was house sitting for my wife and I. They told her I was going to be tried for an undisclosed criminal charge if I didn't pay them. Something like $900 for the case to be dismissed or I would be arrested or served the next day. She tried calling me and I didn't answer as I was on vacation. I left her one of my bank cards so she could buy food and stuff since she was doing me a favor. She paid them with it as she thought it was real and I am not a son. So it was believable at the time, and this was a while ago before these scammer tactics were well known. I was so mad as I noticed the charge when I checked my online banking while still away. Worst thing is now I guess I am on a list of people who have fallen for this and they call me all the time. Someone tried to scam me by creating a Craigslist ad giving away things that I left outside my business. He even got some of my staff to help him load it onto a trailer by showing them the ad. In the 90s my friend got all of these letters saying he was a part of a contest. And he just had to keep mailing letters and to enter the drawing. Apostrophe. The wording they put in the later letters was something like "You've made it to the final round. And congratulations. We are now prepared to write you a check." All he had to do was call a 1-900 number that charged $2 a minute. It took him about 10 minutes to navigate the automated menus once they told him he was a winner. And it ended with "and you have won." Drum roll. $1. Not me, but a customer at Best Buy. A customer came in, demanding to speak with a manager regarding a TV he had ordered. The manager he asked for was Tammy, and we had no managers by that name, nor pickup orders for this customer in our system. I asked for more details. The customer had responded to a Craigslist ad for an unbelievable price on a TV. The seller claimed to be a manager at our store and instructed him to make payment by purchasing gift cards for the asking price. Then send pics of the back of the gift cards to the seller. The customer did all this, then was advised the TV would be ready for pickup at our store. Needless to say, there was no TV for him. He demanded to speak to an actual manager, who kindly informed him that he was out of luck. Younger guy in a shirt and tie next to me at the gas station. He asked me for a few bucks for gas as he was on his way to a job interview. Said he'd been unemployed for a few months and this was sort of a dream job opportunity. I ended up filling up his entire tank and wished him luck on the interview. I saw him there twice a week for the next 3 months. Always in a shirt and tie and always talking to other patrons. He eventually tried to scam me again a few months later. And I reminded him that he had already got me on that line and asked I if he had any more. He said he could tell me about his dying grandmother he was trying to go see on the other side of town, or about how he left his wallet at his office because he rushed out when his daughter's school called and told him he needed to pick her up because she was sick and throwing up everywhere. Then he paused and said, "Sorry man," and got in his car and drove away. Never saw him again. But I assume he just moved to the next gas station down the street. I was 15 minutes ahead of an ex-GF getting to the bank to lock up my accounts. She came in and tried to clean them out. The bank stopped her and called the police. She talked her way out of it. Got white van scammed when I was 18 out front of Best Buy. A guy or two show up out front of a store like Best Buy with stereo equipment, TV speakers, projectors, etc. that in reality aren't worth more than the packaging. They proceed to tell you they already delivered everything to hit their quota and there X amount left over, and if they bring them back to the warehouse they will lose out on just selling them because someone else will. They follow this up with stock sheets and magazines showing retail price of said projector speakers at some outrageous price like $2,000 and say you can take them for anywhere between $1,000 to $200. Depends on how far you get them down. Then you get them home and figure out they either don't work or are the worst quality products ever made. Stupid me lost $350. This was back in 2008. This scam still happens today, so beware. Best Buy employee convinced me I needed one of their $60 HDMI cables if I wanted Xbox games and action movies to look good on my TV. This was probably 10 years ago and I didn't know much about electronics back then. I'm still pretty salty about it. One time I woke up to $10 100 charges in microtransactions for a mobile-based building game. Never owned or played the game. And was overdrafted $600 plus while the bank tried getting the money back. Was looking for a job and got a call for an interview and went in and it was some MLM for like vitamin juice or something. I was sitting in the front and was polite, so I sat through the video and then started to walk out, and that's when they started being super pissy. I said I don't spend a lot of money without talking it over with my wife, and the lady said, well, I guess we can't do anything if you're not the man of the house and your wife wears the pants. Just trying to get trimmed armor in RuneScape. Pretty sure someone's trying to scam me on eBay right now with an item I purchased. Edit to add situation. They're being crafty about it. But I got a little suspicious and found out their game after a little research. The scam they're trying to pull is that they sent me a small gift in appreciation of my purchase, which in this case was a bag of candy. This gift was not mentioned in the listing, but in a message sent after I bought the item. If I go to eBay's resolution center and say I didn't receive the item, they'll put the tracking number in for the candy and eBay will take their side since it will be marked as delivered. I now know that when I file my complaint I've got to put it as item, not as described. I'll give it until Wednesday before I file a complaint though. Not that much of a scam, but still. When I was an 18-year-old college student, about to hop on the train home after classes, I was approached by a nice woman with her kid in a stroller. She told me her wallet had been stolen and she needed to buy a ticket home for her and her kid. So she was trying to gather enough money. Typical excuse. But I totally bought it at the time and gave her money for one of the tickets. I wasn't able to give more at the time because I had no more money on me. So I even felt a little bad. Until I saw her at the same spot the next day, feeding other travelers the same ducking story. When I was 11, my favorite Disney Channel star tweeted a link to take an IQ test and see how your score compared to hers. A credit card number was needed to see the results. So I put in my parents. Of course she had been hacked and it was a scam. So I had to go sheepishly tell my parents I accidentally charged their credit card. They were not happy. Yes, so I work in a daycare over the summer and I ordered this hair wax online that changed the color of your hair for the day. As I use hair wax every day, I was like, this would be so cool for color week, and paid $53.92 for all 5 colors they offered. The next morning I woke up to my whole bank account being drained. Luckily I called my bank and they were able to fix it and send me a new card. But that is not where the story ends, because I actually got the product and after using it once my hair started to fall out. So yeah, I just shaved my head that summer. Never been scammed myself, but my mum almost got scammed by one of those fake Norton support numbers. Luckily I found out before she paid anything. As for me, the closest thing I've had to being scammed was being catfished. Man, that was rough. Scammed on eBay by a 99% rated seller. I bought a $550 PS4 from him back in 2014 or 2013 when it was first out. Delivery date was passed and nothing received. Dug deeper into his profile. Found out that he sold a bunch of NLT $1 wires and built his rating that way before going for the scam. I got my money back thanks to eBay buyer protection. It was my last eBay transaction. 2. Almost. Several times. The scariest one was when I was on my husband's laptop, which was a quite fancy and expensive one that he had gotten from his dad. So I was worried that anything would happen to it if I used it. This stupid pop-up came on that said that I had to call Microsoft tech support because my laptop was compromised. There was a phone number on the screen. I called immediately. They were being vague on the phone. and my anxiety was already heightened by the thought that something might be wrong with the computer. So I was feeling pretty numb. I was about to give them access to the computer to help fix the problem when my good senses kicked in and I realized it was a scam.